Welcome to Skill Station 3. Today we are going to learn how to automatically direct expense pre-approvals to the right person based on an amount. Let's start by accessing our Streams Management area. If you've arrived at this skill station directly after the last skill station, you'll probably be on your Summary tab, which is right here. But if you're not, if you're on your home page, you'll access your Streams Management area by clicking on this gear icon and choosing Streams Management from the pull-down menu. Then we want to select our expense pre-approval stream. And we have a few versions of this stream. So let's check out the currently published one to create a new version of that process. Enter some checkout comments for the logs, and we land on our stream definition canvas. And as we learned in another learning line, we create new versions of a work stream so that we can enhance one without disrupting the streams that are in use by our colleagues. The working version is the one that we're going to develop, while the production one is the one that is published and in use by others. So in other words, changes that you make to the working version will not impact the one that's in production. Later, when we check the stream back in, our changes will be merged in. So here on our stream definition canvas, let's get started. We're going to delete the approve end step by clicking on it and clicking the delete button. And in our canvas options here, we're going to get another gateway. So we're going to drag a decision step down onto the canvas where that approve step used to be. And in the decision matrix pop-up, we are going to give it a title based on amount. Now for this decision gateway, we want to select the decision matrix radio button. And underneath that, when we select this, we have two additional options. We can add condition columns and we can add results. So we're going to click on add condition columns first. We are going to make the decision with the amount of the request. So in the property pull down menu, choose amount, and the operator should be greater than, and the label will be amount. Now we'll save our changes. And now we click on add results to add possible outcomes that are based on an amount. So in this decision matrix pop-up, we are going to set two outcomes. One, no further approval. And two, higher approval. Save our changes. And now it's time to configure the decision with an amount. So in the amount field, to the right of this if word, put 5,000 in the field to represent $5,000. Don't use commas or currency symbols in this field. In the results pull-down menu, select higher approval needed. And to the right of the else word, under the result field title, select no further approval from the pull-down menu and save your changes. On your stream definition canvas, you should now have an additional decision gateway on the canvas. Right here, this is the one that we just configured. So connect that first decision gateway to the one that we just configured. In the connector pop-up box, tell PulseStream that the workstream should flow down this line when the result is approved by choosing that here in the pull-down menu. And save your changes. Next, we need to add a user task step. In your stream definition canvas navigation menu, click on this user task option button and drag it down onto your canvas below that second decision gateway. So we're going to go through a few tabs here. We're going to start on the general tab and configure this user task by giving it a subject. So let's go with supervisor approval. Under the select a form to show record details to task assignee, make sure that request form is selected. And under the select an optional form that assignee will be required to fill out to complete this task. And we are going to give the user 2 days to complete this task. So in the when will this task be due after creation, It will be due in days specified here. The number of days will be 2. And we're just going to use a US standard calendar because we haven't configured our business calendar quite yet to reflect our company holidays. Next, we'll configure the assignment tab to assign this task to the supervisor of the submitter. Make sure that both assignment options are selected to allow delegation of this task and to send the task assignment notification email. And for the action buttons available to the task assignee, choose Approve or Reject from that pull-down menu. Next, let's move on to the Event Actions tab. On this tab, we are going to catch the approve and reject actions and set the conditions that send the appropriate emails. So we are going to add 2 events by clicking on this Add an Event button. So for event 1, in the event that the task is completed, the completion action should be approved. The event condition will be always, and the event action will be send email. Here we're going to use the approval notice email that we created earlier, and the recipient will be the record submitter. Now let's configure the second event. In the event that the task is completed and the completion action is rejected, the event condition should always be to send an email that uses the rejection notice template, and the recipient should be record submitter. So pause for a moment and make sure that the events that you're configuring look like the ones here on my screen. And go ahead and save your changes to the user task. Now back on your stream definition canvas, let's reorganize this so that we can connect our decision gateway to the supervisor approval task that we just created. So hover your mouse over the step to reveal the arrow, and drag a connector line down to your supervisor approval step. And in this connector pop-up box, choose higher approval needed as the result. Now save your changes. And back on your stream definition canvas, click on the Smart Steps option in the navigation menu and find the Send Email Smart Step. Select it and drag it down onto your canvas to the right of this decision gateway. In the pop-up, we're going to configure the step to send an approval notice email to the record submitter. So we'll call this approval email. Let's connect the decision gateway to the approval email step. In the connector pop-up that displays afterwards, when the result is no further approval, that's when we want to send this approval email. So when no further approvals are needed, this approval notice email will be sent to the request submitter. And now both of the outcomes in your decision gateway have pathways. So we're going to drag an end step onto the canvas. We're going to connect the approval email to the end step. And we're going to drag another end step. Actually, I'll just put it right here. We're going to connect the supervisor approval step to the end step. Or if you want to clean it up, you can make it look like this. So now we need to remove the events from the first review step because there's no need to send an approval or rejection email at that early of a stage. So scroll up and double click on your review request step to open up the user task to edit it, and click on the event actions tab and delete both of these events. Delete, delete. And of course you find that delete function by clicking on the gear icon to the right of the event ID number. And after deleting both of the events, save your changes. And now we're ready to save the process. So click on this Save Process button. Check in the stream. And go ahead and publish your new version. And that's it, we have enhanced our workstream. A closing remark, the new version of your process will require a supervisor to be specified in a user record. So if the request submitter supervisor doesn't exist in the system yet, the task will be sent to the administrator of the stream, which is you. That's all for this skill station. At the next skill station, we're going to learn how to approve requests with a